I want to share with you something I see with couples in marriage counseling, but it could apply to everyone and in any relationship. I call it emotional constipation. Now, emotional constipation is when you really don't have the skill to know what you are feeling. You keep holding these feelings in your soul and your body for days or longer, and then you blow up at your spouse and it's a big old pukey mess, or maybe you blow up at your friends or you blow up at a family member. Hopefully you don't blow up at work, okay? You then, sometimes with your spouse, you're staying up for hours, or you're having to have these long conversations with your family, okay? And then you usually have to go back and apologize and clarify, honey, I just wasn't feeling heard, I wasn't feeling important. And it can take you hours to get to what you were feeling. And sometimes you can even lose a friendship or a relationship or even a job over not being emotionally fit when you really could have used that skill. Now, if you can identify with emotional constipation, then please get the emotional fitness thing we're talking about today. Get it in your life and start a group so that the people in your group can be emotionally fit. Wouldn't it be great if you were personally responsible for better marriages? Wouldn't it be great if you were responsible getting a few families in your church, a couple couples, and teaching them skills that would go down generations? Now, in the emotional fitness, I talk about two types of ways people manage feelings or not really manage feelings. The first group of these people are those who externalize their feelings. This group is characterized by these things. Number one, they don't take responsibility for their feelings, okay? They just don't. Number two, other people make them feel hurt, angry, confused, frustrated. You guys out there, you're making me feel this way, okay? That's kind of their position. They tend to blame others for the feelings that they're having instead of taking responsibility for that feeling. Oftentimes, they play the victim. Poor me. I'm in this emotional state and I don't know what to do and nobody can help me. And they move into that victim place, trying to get other people to use their energy to get them out of there. And I find these people tend to be very critical just in general in the way they do life. They're kind of critical. They become very easily offended at others. Someone does something, even just driving, they can make a mistake in front of them and it's like, oh my gosh, the whole world's gonna end because this guy pulled into another lane. People pull into other lanes. People don't use their turn signals. They don't do that because people are people, okay? But you don't want to become easily offended. But if you're easily offended, you're not emotionally fit. They tend to have primitive responses. And what I mean by that is they tend to respond like a child. Like you're looking at this person going, that looks to be like 4, maybe 6 at best. Why are they responding like this? Like I travel and at airports, you know, when planes cancel, life happens, thunderstorms come in, snows fall. They're acting like a 2-year-old that their plane isn't leaving when it's supposed to, like planes are supposed to leave when they're supposed to. Planes, if they leave when they're supposed to, yay, airlines, we're excited. Okay, but they're dealing with a lot of variables and yet this person acts like a 2-year-old. They tend to have a lot of anger or sadness, depending how they manage that. And it seems to be kind of their general disposition. Sometimes these people are very gullible because they can be emotionally manipulated. They tend to be more likely to choose addictions or ways of medicating. That could be food, that could be Facebook, that could be television, that could be overworking, but they tend to, instead of processing their feelings, they tend to medicate them. And lastly, they can also be very passive-aggressive. Now, they can be aggressive-aggressive, but they can also be passive-aggressive, where they don't tell you what's going on with them, but they punish you. And you feel like something's up, but they won't talk about it. That is the externalized person, whether you're Christians or not. Because as Christians, the externalized way isn't the best way to live. But without skills, and sometimes in the way your family raised you, you don't know what to do differently. Well, that's what today's show is about. It's about you can do something differently. You can become emotionally fit, and you can help others do that. Now, the second group of people that have a more mature approach to feelings, I call them internalized feelings, okay? These people are able to do these things. Number one, they are responsible for their feelings. Even if it gets out of control, hey, I was angry, they're able to take responsibility. If they're feeling rejected, they go, what's that? What's about me that's making me go down this road? They don't make it about the other person. They want to understand their feelings. Now, they understand that feelings are choices, that they can feel rejected all day long, or they can say, well, that person's having a bad day, and move down the road. They don't have to sit, soak, and sour because they can choose to feel differently. They look inside to find out why they're feeling a certain way. And that's really very characteristic of someone who's internalized their feelings and able to be mature. They also tend to grow emotionally. They tend to evolve and want to evolve. They tend to be honest about their feelings and be able to even talk about that. They're also kind of fearless in saying, hey, I felt this or that. They tend to also be very assertive, giving you value and having value, being able to respect each other. And, they can apologize when they need to. That's huge.